Well, look who's here. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 571 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, April 7th, 2022. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight, my co-host, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how are you?
Good. Making a rare appearance tonight.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you in person. Well, kind of, sort of.
Uh-huh.
And also the current president of Garden City Kiwanis and former councilman, Mr. Mike Jones. How are you, Mike? You're muted. Your mic is muted. Unmute your mic. I'm not a lip reader. Hey, there you go.
Anyway, I'm excellent. Looking forward to squeezing in a ball game between the raindrops tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hope so, eh? I don't know. We'll see. Hey, tonight we are pleased to have with us representatives from DTE and also our good friend Garden City Fire Chief Cathy Harman is supposed to be with us. We'll soon be talking with them about severe weather awareness and how to protect yourself, your family, and your home during any severe weather outbreak. So some very important information. So please stick around for that. Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More is back with another tax talk for you. We're getting closer, yep, to that tax deadline. So you're going to want to hear what Joe has to say tonight. Mike will close out the show with some community announcements. We have several once again, and you're going to want to know about those. And first up, our very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski, will be here with the latest weather forecast for you. I hope he has some warm spring-like weather for us. And
not tomorrow.
He'll also be joining the discussion with our guests
next week
as well. So grab your favorite beverage or snack and join us for the next hour or so. Should be a good one for you. Just a quick reminder to mark your calendars for the following dates and guests. On April 14th next week, we're going to have Michelle Waddell as our guest. She is running for the 12th Congressional District, and she wants to unite the 12th. So we'll have a chance to get to know her and have her comment on any questions that you may have. And then on April 21st, our good friend Kim Marquette will be here to talk about this year's Autos for Autism. And we'll also find out what changes are in the works for that event. And if we know Kim, she'll probably have a few events going on at the Straight Farmhouse as well. And finally, on April 28th, our guest will be Mr. Walter Epps, who is running for Wayne County Sheriff. So be sure to mark your calendars. And we got a lot of great guests coming up. So get them jotted down. Now, tonight, if you have any questions or comments and you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, please go ahead and put them in the comment section. I'll get them up on the screen and hopefully we'll get some answers for you. You can also text your questions to 734-788-9319. We also want to take a minute to say thank you to all of you who listen and support us every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well, including Florida. We have a lot of Michiganders down in Florida. We really appreciate your support, and we'll always continue to promote our community and yours. And please continue to watch, listen, and share. Reminder, if your community or organization has any events or announcements or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
I would say they ought to email us, Gary.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along to you. All right, let's get Tom in here with a check of the weather, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with our special guests from DTE and Chief Harman. So, Tom, no introduction is needed. You're there with us tonight, so go ahead. What do you got?
I know everybody's been asking me, what's the weather tomorrow? What's the weather tomorrow? What's going to be the weather tomorrow? Let's get right into it. before we get into it, I mean, we've had an interesting week. I mean, we've had some dry days, we had some wet days, and then we had another dry day today. So it's kind of been on and off, on and off. And unfortunately, we're going to get back on with the precip as we get into tomorrow. But before that, we have a cold night in store. We're going to be probably into the mid 30s for overnight lows. So cold night out there, definitely, in between the clouds. And as we get into tomorrow, you notice I had a big sigh there. We're definitely going to be dealing with much more increased cloud cover, and we're going to see some precip move in for sure during the, I'm thinking more of the afternoon hours. And the good news, in my opinion, I've been looking at these models, Carrie, for days and months and years. Every day I look at them. And I think that this rain that's going to be moving through is going to be some on and off clusters. This isn't going to be a widespread rain that moves through. That's going to be soaking the field and going to be creating a long delay. I do not think that's going to be what's going to occur tomorrow. What's going to occur tomorrow are these little clusters of precip that move in and out fairly quickly. So when you're in it, you're going to be in it, but then it moves out fairly quickly.
Wow.
And now you notice how I'm saying precip now, because we're going to be below freezing about 2,000 feet above in the atmosphere. So it would not surprise me if we saw some, what I call grapple, which is snow pellets. So in the heavier bands, we're going to see some rain move through, and then we're going to see a little bit of snow move through. So it's going to be on and off, a little bit of rain and snow tomorrow. Now this, in my opinion, won't delay the game at all. This will just be inconvenient bands of precip moving through, and
nice.
It shouldn't really be more than, I think, 1/10 of an inch altogether with the precip moving through, a 1/10 of an inch of precip. So in my opinion, I think the game will happen. Yes, we'll have rain. We'll probably have some snow during the game as well. So it'll be a fairly interesting game, because whenever you get a little snow during the game, sometimes that works in our favor. So hopefully that will be what happens tomorrow.
Last year.
Definitely. And temperatures tomorrow during the game are going to be on the cold side. If you're going to be out, obviously, it'll be in the 40s. It'll be a cold game. I don't think we're going to get into the 50s. I think we're going to be in the 40s for the entire game, with on and off rain with a little bit of snow moving through. So that's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. And I don't think that we're going to.
It'll be 70 in my living room.
I know, right? Definitely.
Watching on TV.
These early games are the times to really stay home and watch them on the big screen for sure. Unless you really want to go out there. But definitely going to be on the cold side. And then that precip kind of continues into the evening hours with on and off kind of activity continuing, and then really wrap up during the overnight hours. And these next few nights, Friday night into Saturday night, temperatures will be right around freezing. So we're going to get into the low 30s as we get into the next few nights, and the precip shutting off as we get into the weekend. So if you have any weekend plans, it's definitely going to be continuing to be on the chilly side, but it will overall be more dry out there on Saturday. We're going to kind of deal with the clouds a little bit throughout the day, where I don't see a whole lot of sunshine on Saturday, but temperatures again will be into the 40s. So mid 40s continuing as we get into Saturday, and then as we get into Sunday, a lot more sunshine. So our temperatures will increase into the lower 50s. So the sun definitely helps. And again, unfortunately, as we get into next week, it'll be a very similar pattern than what we dealt with this past week. We're going to see more clouds. We're going to see more rainy days, and we're going to see the good news is what Mike's hinted at, it's going to be a little bit warmer as we get into next week. So that's something that's a little bit different and much needed for us. We're going to be dealing with 60s on Monday, with some rain moving through on Monday during the afternoon hours. As we get into Tuesday, we're going to see probably a dry day on Tuesday. That's going to be kind of the squeeze where we see some dry time during the daytime hours. And with that dry time, and if we get a little bit of sun, we will probably get into the 70s. I do believe we'll probably get into the 70s on Tuesday. Low to mid, probably.
Take it.
As we get into Tuesday. So that's the day to really be out and about if you want to enjoy the warm. And then the rain moves back in on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Wednesday is looking like the worst day of the week, precip-wise. I do believe a lot of Wednesday will be pretty good rainy day out there with temperatures continuing to be on the mild side. With that rain, it will continue to be mild. It will probably not be in the 70s, but probably in the 60s for sure. So that's going to be a nice warmer rain than what we've dealt with this week. Some of that rain this week was quite chilly out there. And as we get into the end of the week, it will kind of dry out. I don't really see any more precip after Wednesday's system. All of Wednesday and into the evening look pretty rainy, so plan for that. And on Thursday, it will start drying out. Temperatures will continue to probably be into the 60s for daytime highs. And then we've kind of cut it back a little bit. The effects of the front moving through on Wednesday into Thursday will really catch up as we get into Friday and into the weekend. We're going to drop again, probably back into the 50s for highs on Friday with sun. I mean, the sun will reappear by the end of the week. And as we get into the following weekend, as we get toward the Easter holiday, that is next weekend. Yeah. We're definitely going to see much cooler conditions than this upcoming week. We'll probably see temperatures on Saturday into the 50s. And then we'll probably see a little bit of a cool down, probably into the 40s on Easter Sunday, the 17th. Ooh. So a little bit of a cooler down as we get into the end portion of next week. But the next early portion of next week looks pretty good. Temperature rising. Tuesday is going to be the best day of the week to be out and about with temperatures in the 70s. The worst day of next week will be Wednesday. That's a pretty good day to be a rainy day all day on Wednesday. So you plan accordingly with that information. But that's kind of what our week's shaping up. April showers will bring those May flowers eventually. So we need all that to soak in and get those lawns much more greener than they are the last few weeks. And quickly expanding outward and talking about some other weather, very theme-like for this show. This is the third week in a row that the South and Southeastern United States has been dealing with severe weather. I mean, this is the third week. So they've been dealing with severe weather down there with tornadoes, straight line winds, hail, and flooding. So it's been fairly active out there. Luckily, all these systems are moving out just in time for the Masters, because all that week leading up to it was so stormy, and they couldn't even get a lot of practice in because there was a lot of thunderstorms moving through. But the good news is that the forecast for the Masters looks amazing. I mean, after that system moves out, we're going to see sun all throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend with temperatures near 70. So if you have tickets for the Masters, you look pretty good out in that neck of the woods. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated with the rain moving through. Yes, during opening day tomorrow.
Okay, well, like Mike said, it's going to be nice in our living room. Watch it.
All right.
Hey, Tiger had a good day today.
Yeah.
He was 1 under.
Well, not my favorite guy, but whatever. All right, let's introduce our guests for tonight. They are representatives from DTE and also our Garden City Fire Chief, Cathy Harman. Let's get them in here and we'll introduce them. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us on tonight.
We're happy to have you. Thanks for being here. So Barbara, you are the regional manager, and this is your team, part of your team?
Yes, I'm regional manager out of DTE's Corporate and Government Affairs Group. I'm responsible for managing all municipalities in Wayne County except the city of Detroit. So work a lot with the folks in Garden City, the mayor, the city manager, and Cathy. So happy to be here tonight. And I have my team. I have Rick Foltman. He is DTE's chief meteorologist. And we have Kelsey, and I do not want to pronounce her name wrong. I will give it a try, D. Carteret. And Kelsey is also DTE's meteorologist. And I think a lot of folks are surprised when they hear that DTE has meteorologists on staff. So, Rick and Kelsey will talk about why does DTE have meteorologists on staff? What do we do? And, how do we help plan our operations based on the weather forecast? So I won't steal their thunder. I'll leave it up to them. And good to see you folks and be here tonight.
All right. Well, who wants to go first, Kelsey or Rick?
All right. Well, we'll break it in here.
Okay.
So
Why does DTE have meteorologists? How many do they have?
well, surprisingly, right now we've got the two right now, Kelsey and I, in our distribution operations area. We also have a couple folks in our trading area, and that would be people that would be looking at, buying and selling electric or gas, looking out a little bit further and just make sure we're getting a good price for it. And if we have any excess, then we might turn around and sell it. But as far as Kelsey and I are concerned, we're looking at things from a storm point of view primarily. So we want to be as proactive as possible. So we're going to be looking at the weather, similar to the way Doppler Tom does, but with a little bit more of a spin to it as far as we don't want to get caught short. If we need to bring in some folks from outstate or out of the state, we may want to gear up just a little bit more so than on a blue sky day.
Okay. So what unique tools does DTE use to predict the weather? Kelsey, I'll ask you that.
Okay.
You thought you were going to get away with not saying anything.
No.
I'm kidding you.
So we use the typical weather models, the GFS, the NAM. We also have some standard work instructions that we use that put a DTE spin on things and certain scenarios, how our system has been impacted historically. We're actually so newly we have some weather stations, and that's been a big project that we've been working on lately.
Mhm.
We have a couple installed, and we're working on some more to give us our own weather data.
Now, do you guys have like weather spotters out there? I know Doppler Tom has done that for the Weather Channel, and I was just wondering if you do. Do you have that? People that spot for you?
No, we rely a lot on the spotters out there as kind of the ground truth. I mean, yeah, we can tap into the radar, we can look at the weather observations, but the spotters are really our ground truth for what is or isn't going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so thank you, Doppler Tom, for all your work out there.
I was going to say, it sounds like we might have to recruit Doppler Tom out there and help us out in spotting those storms out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just telling
The
Rick,
price is right.
he graduated from U of M just recently, and he's a full-fledged meteorologist. So if DTE has an opening, there's your man.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, how many days out can you really forecast the weather? Really, realistically.
Well, this is still Michigan, and
Yeah.
it's still springtime. Accurately, I think that if we can go out 5 days, we're doing pretty good. There's some times when the weather pattern maybe give us an indication of a bigger weather system 7 to 10 days out. But hey, when it comes to the summertime, you're looking at a thunderstorm, and the thunderstorms may pop up in a half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
And it makes it a real challenge to do a real good job on that kind of stuff. We may know the conditions are right, but then we're just waiting for that trigger. We're waiting for something to kick something off, and hopefully it's not in Wayne County. So
Yeah. Tom has been you've been real good about that. You agree, right, Tom, about the 5 days out roughly?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't like to make predictions too far ahead.
Yeah, 5 days is a good solid. And when you get past that, the probability of uncertainty really grows.
Yeah. We've been very, very fortunate here in Michigan, that's for sure, knock on wood, compared to down south, and the East Coast even is getting hammered too, right?
Our turn is coming.
Yeah.
Well, and Tom, I like what you had to say about next Tuesday being in the 70s. So I just counted out. That's 5 days. So we're holding you to that one, okay?
Absolutely.
So, Kelsey, what's severe weather awareness week? We've already passed that, or is it just about all the time, really, in the summer?
It can be all the time in the summer. We certainly get lots of practice with all the storms coming through, but it's a week set aside each year to remind people to be aware of severe weather. the National Weather Service and the local offices test out their sirens and alerts. On their Twitter and pages, they post a lot of reminders about the types of severe weather and safety tips, things like that.
Yeah, so it's a good way to get the word out to people, and like you said, test the sirens and you know, have them on their toes. So I know we've gone over it before, watches and warnings. You want to go ahead and explain what that is again for those that may not know?
Yeah, I think one of the best memes or graphics out there is kind of like, you know, a watch is when you've got all the ingredients together. You know, whether or not you're baking a cake or you're putting together guacamole, all the ingredients are on your counter. But when you got a warning, okay, now is the time. You've got your cake or you've got your guacamole all mixed up, ready to impact what's going on, you know, in your area, whether it be your stomach or whatnot. But when it comes right down to it, something's going on when there's a warning issue. Watch means that the conditions are ripe. We're just waiting for that trigger.
Right, right. And Chief, how are you tonight? You're muted.
I just had to find the right button. I'm doing well, thank you. Just got back from a budget workshop and took me a few to get online, but I'm doing well. So it got a little colder out there, like Dr. Dopplerton said.
Yeah. Well, we have 3 meteorologists on here, so they're just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger.
No.
So you work pretty close with DTE, correct?
Yes, in fact, I worked with Barbara quite a bit. I see her at the Western Wayne Fire Department Mutual Aid Association meetings. She and some of their other people, mostly pre-COVID. Also see her at the Conference of Western Wayne. And then anytime there's an issue or a question that we have, I can always reach out and get some additional information from her as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, with the watches and warnings, can you tell our listeners, when there's a warning and that means take cover, where is the best place in your house to go if you don't have a basement, say?
Well, the bathroom, that usually has some additional structural components inside, make it safer. In the bathtub, if you get something pulled over you, and or any low point in your house that you can get to.
So, and then of course, if you have a basement, go in the basement, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. So, what, Barbara? I guess I don't know. I guess you can answer this too. What's the greatest weather impact for DTE? What scares you the most? I'll let all 3 of you answer, I guess.
Well, you know, I think from my perspective, anytime there are leaves on the trees and we have really high winds and we have those gusts that are 50 miles an hour, heavy rains, the other end of the spectrum, when we have a large quantity of ice, you know, when that ice builds up on the trees, everyone takes the pictures. It looks beautiful. But
yeah, I think that scares me the most too, the ice.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. That's pretty dangerous, you know, when you have a lot of ice and, you know, but people don't realize the more leaves that are on the trees, the heavier the branches become. And then you add in the rain, which makes it even heavier, makes the limbs heavier. And then the strong winds. And that's a real recipe then for cracking and damaging those branches. And, you know, oftentimes what we see during storms, the branches may get whipped around. They don't break off the tree. And then days later on a beautiful sunny day when it's, you know, 75 degrees out and sunny, then we see the branches come down. And that's when those branches tend to take out power lines. We call that residual damage because what we don't see and what folks don't realize, those branches become weakened. They become cracked. They develop small cracks. So with the weight and with gravity, then those branches ended up fully breaking and coming down. And, you know, that's a problem as well. So I'll turn it over to Rick or Kelsey for their take on that. And
yeah, Kelsey, what about you? Ice, probably?
Well, she kind of mentioned the leaves and no leaves. There's kind of 2 big seasons. So the leaves in the summer, we're more concerned about the thunderstorms, the severe thunderstorms that come through during the heat of the summer. And then also the heat itself puts a lot of stress on the system. So the load is higher in the summer, which puts us at a greater risk on any
Everybody
given
running
day.
those ACs, right?
And then winter is the typical ice storm, and when we get those big windstorms as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've had the high winds, right, Rick, lately? Boy, I mean, for a while there, they were really whipping up.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it just seems like, well, last year we made a stretch for like 7 months. We didn't have any storms, and we'd like to see that kind of thing come by again. But it does seem like we get in a certain pattern, and as long as we don't have anything going back to like the March 8th of 2017 where we had that windstorm, that was just a
Oh yeah.
horrendous event, and we knew it was going to be a bad day, but we didn't think it was going to be supersized as far as that impact.
Terrible.
And
Yeah.
that was a scary one. That was a scary one.
Yeah. And Chief Harman, what scares you the most? Probably power lines down, right? That's a big one.
That's a major part of our response, are to downed wires, or even communication lines are often mistaken as down wires. The guys had requested, and I was able to get them another device. Last August, we had that pretty bad storm, 11th, and then the 12th, when we had an incident where a power line that was up intact in a tree burnt through the limb, and when it came down, it energized the fence. Fence charged all the incoming lines and pipes into the house. The rear of the house at the gas meter, we had flames shooting out. There was smoke coming out of the silk plates, and I had recently purchased at the request. So the guys, this hot stick. And then we ended up immediately buying one almost shortly after because it proved to be invaluable, because they can just do a sweep of the general air to see if it's energized, and they can get up close to an object or touch something. So these, we recommend people just stay away from the wires. But for the safety of the firefighters, we have to go out and determine whether or not an area is safe or energized. Even the power cables, the communication lines, if they're in contact at any point down the line. We did have an electrocution at a home, the house I was talking about, when the explosion happened, when the fence became energized. The neighbor ran next door to check on her neighbor, and she grabbed the door standing on the wet water and bare feet. And she ended up, we survived it, but we couldn't get into the home for quite a while until we could determine that it was safe for us. But at the end of the day, there was a dash hound and a cat that were rescued by a couple of my guys. The fire had done some damage on the interior. DTE made it out. They had to determine which line was supplying the primary feed to the house, and then they also had to dig and turn off the gas line in the rear of the house. Wow. But yeah, you want to stay about 20 feet away. We consider that area energized, and it's often hard, especially in the nighttime. I've been in contact directly with Barbara on a number of storms, and we had been out on the road, multiple calls. Would take the caution tape, put it across the road, and it would be hanging down. Well, if we need to upgrade it to a reflective type, people were driving right through it. But there's a better way for us to communicate with DTE so that we're not having to sit on wires, because we're still in service. People are still needing medical care. There may be casino alarms going off. And usually after these events, the generators are running. We had a few incidences where we had COs, because a lot of times the ones in your house that are plugged into the wall have a 9-volt battery for battery backups. And we had one incident where, a mother had laid down, as the kids were taking a nap. Unfortunately, she had that type of carbon monoxide detector, and it alerted, and we ended up transporting them to the hospital for an evaluation to, make sure that they didn't take in any carbon monoxide, running the generator, just enough to keep the refrigerators and things like that going.
Yeah. Wow. Barbara, I see up on the screen, I have 3 ways to report an outage. You got the mobile app and the website, and then the 1-800 number, correct?
Yeah, so that's the best way to report an outage. So if you see a down power line, and Cathy, you're correct, stay 20 feet away. So kids don't often know what's 20 feet. How much does that look like? So we tell folks, think about the length of a school bus. So stay the length of a school bus away from those down power lines. And another thing that people don't often think about that Chief Harman talked about and touched on was fences become energized. So if that wire is laying on a fence, That fence, you have to assume it's energized. So don't open it up. Don't go in the backyard. Don't let pets out. If a wire is laying on the ground and it's not moving, and people often think, well, it's not a live wire. Always assume that wire is live, because more than likely it is. So even though it's still there, it's not smoking or jumping, it's not moving around, just assume that wire is live. So those 3 ways that you had up on the screen, either calling into DTE or utilizing the app, or the 800-477-4747, or report on our website. Those are great ways. It's a great way to download the mobile app to also look at outages. You can pull up your outage and see your area. If you tap on it, you can see how many customers are out in your area. We provide an approximate restoration, and we provide the cause of that outage. Since Garden City is also a DTE gas customer, so there's really important information too on the gas leak. If you ever smell natural gas in your home, the best thing to do is leave the area, go to somewhere safe. When you're at somewhere safe, then call DTE at 800-947-5000. And that's also on the DTE Energy webpage. You can report the same way through the mobile app as well. But 800-947-5000, or that's the best way to report those gas leaks. But it's always important to get to somewhere safe. Get away from the leak. Don't stay. Get out of the house. Get folks to safety. And then when you're somewhere safe, call and report.
Yeah, good information. So the number one thing for the public that they should be most concerned with is probably the down power lines then, right? Is that what you'd say?
I'd say they're equally important. I mean, down power lines, it's important to stay away from and not touch. Gas leaks, those need to be taken seriously as well.
Go
ahead.
There are several things, really.
Right. So even if you're outside the home and you smell natural gas, there could be a leak outside. You want to look for, do you see dust blowing around? So maybe there's a leak that's coming up, blowing the dirt out of the way. Or maybe there's a patch of dead grass that would follow, say, where the leak is coming up. So again, when in doubt, it's always best to call, and we're more than happy to send someone out and take a look at it. That's why we're there.
Yep, that's what they're paying for, right?
Right.
Not just that gas and heat.
It's always better to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. I do see where DTE is stepping up the tree trimming too, which is very important.
Yeah, so I shared with the mayor's office and the city manager with Doc and with Chief Harman the DT tree trim map. So we have areas, and I don't know if you can, if I were to share my screen, if you would see it.
Yeah, you can share it.
Let me do that real quickly here. I'll share my screen, and if you could please tell me when you can see that. And I have the tree trim map. Do you see that?
No.
Okay. Well, let's try that again. It says here, share. Let's
In a
give that a
tab.
try. And please tell me when you see the map.
Oh yeah, here it is.
So here is the map. Here is the map of Garden City. So we'll see the outline. Any of those areas in green are areas that DT plans to trim. So more areas than not are going to be trimmed. We often find that the trees that interfere with power lines can be responsible for up to 60 or 70% of the outages in the community. And certainly we saw that was true last summer. Yeah. So we want to get out there. We want to trim these trees. We follow the ANSI, ANSI certifications and specifications for tree trimming. And we have professional tree trimming crews that come out. We do provide a letter beforehand that will be in your neighborhood. These folks carry ID. They will leave a door hanger. So before they cut down and remove a tree in the yard, they always secure permission from the residents and get their written permission. If you're not home, they'll leave a door hanger with a phone number directly for that crew, so you can call that person back and have a conversation with them and talk about what's going to be done in your property. But these trees are being trimmed to improve power reliability. So, we look forward to working with all the folks in the community and getting these trees effectively trimmed.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great news. Great to know. So let me just get back here. Here we are. Do you recommend the weather radios? Is that a good idea to have that? Tom, you recommend that, huh?
Of course. I mean, if your power goes out, where are you going to get your warnings besides a tornado warning? Yeah, you have your emergency alerts within your phone, but that's not always going to work. You're going to sometimes miss out on warnings that
Right.
don't go within that plan. So it's always good to have a radio.
Exactly. Let's see what we have in here.
Yeah, if I could throw a second in there too.
Go ahead, Rick.
The weather radios are a direct line from the National Weather Service, and you don't have to worry about your cell coverage. You don't have to worry about a provider along those lines. Like Tom said, you do need to have some power. Some of them are battery backup, and they are specific to the communities. And they do issue those warnings as county specific as they can. So, but the weather radio, it's also good for other kind of hazards as well, besides just the weather. So, I mean, they may be issuing something related to, say, EBS or something along those lines, and some other natural conditions. But the weather radio, it's an all alert type facility. It's not just weather anymore.
Yeah, that is awesome. So people should probably put that on their list of things to do and pick one up. I know Channel 4 usually has a deal on that once in a while. I don't think they've had it yet, but they're only what, $25, $30 maybe, something like that.
Yeah, a lot of the appliance stores carry them.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I don't have any more questions. I don't see any in here. Anything else that you'd like to add, Barbara, before I let you go?
Well, we thank you so much for having us on the show, and great show. We've enjoyed being your guest tonight. We hope that folks have found the information helpful. I know I saw some of the comments from the chat, so thanks to the folks who are watching. And again, feel free to check out the DTE weather app. The DTE app is a great way to keep up with what's going on and get updates. And we look forward to seeing all of you again in person soon. Take care.
Yeah, thank you very much. And there's the website on the screen. And you guys come back anytime. It was great meeting you, Rick and Kelsey. You did a great job.
All right.
And
well, thank you much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again. All right.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
All right. You take care. Chief, stick around, Chief, will you?
I sure will. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Very, very good. Good information. For sure. Let's see. We got a couple things in here. Did you see our baker wants to send you guys some cookies?
I know the chocolate chip cookies are very well received. They got I don't remember, they had some home baked cookies, and somebody dropped off several boxes of Girl Scout cookies. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, everybody loves cookies.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got a lot of people in there tonight. We had Patty Fix in there, Sandy Abraham. Heather Schoenman is the baker. She says hi.
Hi, Heather.
You can look for her to drop some stuff off for you. And I can tell you they're very, very good chocolate chip cookies. Oh, my God. Tyler Street's in there. How you doing, Tyler? Good to see you. Derek Parton's in there. Hello, Derek. Sherilyn Bauer. William Werhan is in there watching us on YouTube. Ed Wilhite from Hogg's Backyard Barbecue is in there. Great barbecue. If you haven't tried it, I urge you to do that. Diane King, Tina Wing, Kim Marquette, who's going to be our guest when, Mike?
2 weeks.
21st? 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And she'll have some good information. Lynn Hammond is in there. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Mrs. Chat's in there. A lot of people in there tonight. Let's see. We have John Murray's in there. Jackie McPherson. Oh, boy. Belle Harman. Don Beebe. Lots and lots of people in there. So great.
Cathy Fix is going to be at the ball game tomorrow.
Is she really?
Yeah.
So is my mom.
Take the umbrella.
Patty and Kathy.
and a coat. So, Kathy,
Oh, yeah.
anything else you wanted to add tonight before I let you go? I appreciate you coming. Whoops.
Having me.
There you are.
Yeah.
Anything
No,
else?
I
want to
appreciate
add?
you having me and bringing DTE on because, there's been, I guess it's not recent. It's been quite a while ago when we would sit on these wires for hours and then have to go in between responding to medicals and, people would get upset because the power wasn't restored. We were going on the same call. So this new partnership and this new team that's coming to DTE has done a great job of being able to free us up, be able to get out and get back in the community and either respond to medicals or some of the more high hazards. So it's
Yeah.
been a great idea to have them on here, and I appreciate it. Anybody who can educate the public any further is a good thing.
Well, I appreciate you sending them my way, and anything we can do to further get the information out there, just let us know, okay?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm going to let you go. I know you probably had a long day. Get some rest, and thanks again. We'll see you again real soon.
I have to give a shout out to Marty. She was watching too, so
Okay.
she got missed in there.
Hi, Marty. How are you?
Thanks
All
a
right.
lot.
You take care.
All right. Good night.
Night. All right. Good information tonight, eh? Tom, what'd you think?
Always good to talk about the weather. I could talk about the weather all night and all day.
Yeah, I know you like the weather geeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, they did a good job, and you agreed with a lot of it too. So
Yeah, for sure.
5 days out, you don't want to go much further than that. I know that.
Now my website only goes up to 5 days, so yeah, it doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know these ones that go 10 days. I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah, not in Michigan.
No, oh yeah, no.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, not really. I mean, it's just when we get warmer, people want to go outside. And my biggest thing is you just have to be weather aware. You
Right.
just have to know when to go inside because some people are just enjoying their time outside and they get so caught up and they don't look at the sky. And sometimes it can come in fairly quickly, these summer storms. So my biggest thing is always be weather aware and know what's going on outside.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sandy. We appreciate that. We always enjoy having you watching for us. Once again, if you guys were late coming to the show, you can check us out on Facebook after the show and YouTube. But if you want more information, you can go to dteenergy.com, and you can also get the DTE Energy app for your smartphone. I know, Mike, you're going to do that right away, right?
Yeah, except for my phone is still a lot smarter than I am.
Yeah, I use that app. I've used it. It's
a good
pretty
app.
good. It's a good app.
Yeah.
And speaking on the tree trimmers, I've actually talking to them. They actually came in my backyard.
Okay.
They marked the trees that they're going to remove. They haven't removed them yet, but this was months ago. So they're making their rounds.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
They were on our street this week.
Yeah, they're stepping it up. They were on our street a couple of weeks ago, I think. So they did the neighbors, and
so they're making their rounds. People can't say that they're not doing it.
Yep, exactly. So, all right, let's get Joe in here now, and then we're going to close out the show with Mike and some community announcements. All right.
Okay.
All right, stand by.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So we know that the deadline for filing taxes is less than 2 weeks away now. Taxes are due April 18th this year. We get a few extra days because of holidays. If you haven't already got your information to your tax preparer, you might want to think of going another route and doing an extension. Now, an extension is pretty easy to do. We talk about it every year, but it simply gives you till October 15th to get your taxes in. Now, the extension to file is not the same as the extension to pay. So if you owe, you're still going to be responsible for making that payment. Now, a lot of times people don't know exactly, but if you suspect you're going to owe, the IRS expects you to estimate how much and send in that payment along with your extension. So the best way to do that is to figure out what you believe you're going to owe, or going by past experience, or get with your tax preparer and ask them to give you an estimate and get it sent in. This will help you avoid a lot of penalty and interest. So again, extension to file is not an extension to pay. There is no such thing as an extension to pay. So but it is a good tool to use. It will save you a little money if you don't have your information ready or can't get it sent in. And in the meantime, you want to just check, make sure everything's accurate, and get it done. So that's an important thing to make sure that you're all set and that you don't owe additional money on top of money that you might already owe. You don't want to do that. So if I can help you out with anything, please let me know. Shoot me an email. The email address is joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com, or call the office and talk to my lovely assistant, who happens to be the other J in J&J, Janine, 734-523-8291. Again, it is getting late in the year, so if you haven't already made that appointment, you need to do that right away, and see if you can get taken care of before the April 18th deadline. Thanks, and you all have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Always good information. Mike, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to get you in here now. Get that voice in shape.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day.
Time for
And
some
you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave.
here. Mike.
You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. What you got, Gary?
Good job. Good job.
Okay, Tai Chi on Wednesdays. Beginners 11:15 to 12:15. Advanced 12:30 to 1:30 at the Maplewood Community Center across from Tom's. Stay balanced.
Yep.
Cardio strength training Saturdays at 9 a.m. Call 734-793-1850 to register. This is also at the Maplewood Community Center.
I just wanted to put this up. Rick, who was on the show, said, thank you for the opportunity. Good reaching out to Garden City community. We appreciate it, Rick. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You did a great job. All right.
Okay, lead can be found in paint in homes built before 1978. That's mine. Dust, soil, and more. Pick up an information tote at the Maplewood Community Center information desk that includes helpful tips on how to keep your family safe and some cool giveaways too. You can call 734-793-1850.
Right, exactly. If you haven't had your lead lines replaced yet, get a hold of the city and get that set up. It's not going to cost you anything. So you're going to want to get that taken care of as soon as possible.
Home Pantry needs volunteers. They're in need of volunteers to help the pantry. One volunteer to work in the pantry on Thursdays mornings from 8:45 to 12:30, and one volunteer to pick up food once a month on any Wednesday at Gleaners on North Line Road and bring it to Maplewood. You can call 734-793-1859 for more information. Yoga. Oh, gee, I can't read them that fast, Carrie. You're going to have to slow them down.
Where were we? There we are.
Yoga. Okay. Yoga, Mondays at 5 p.m. and Thursdays at 5:45 at the Maplewood Community Center. Punch cards are $24 for a resident, $32 for non-residents. Drop-ins are $6. sponsored by the Garden City Parks and Recreation.
Yep.
Okay, cardio drumming, ages 13 and over, $5 drop-in at the Maplewood Gym, Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Bring your own set of ball, bass, and sticks, or rent a set for $5 or purchase one for $30.
I just wanted to mention that Marty James is in there watching us too. I don't think I mentioned him, so I didn't want to forget Marty. Thank you, Marty.
Softball registration, spring and summer registration is available now. Registration is available online. Bring it on. Go to gardencitymi.org/parks. Compost resumes. Hey, we had like 7 bags out today. Compost must be put out on your regular trash day. Please put the compost in brown bags or marked garbage cans. Yard waste stickers are available at DPS and City Hall. Bags or cans cannot weigh more than 50 pounds. Branches can be no longer than 4 inches in length, and they must be bundled. Separate compost collection from garbage collection by 5 yards, or by 5 feet. Right. Yard waste placed in improper containers or mixed with regular garbage will not be collected.
Yep, keep them separated.
Adult Kickball League, starting April 8th, that's tomorrow, to June 17th, 6 p.m. on Fridays. Single games, 10 by 10 teams, $200 for 8 weeks.
Yeah,
Register.
Yep. An exercise.
See How They Run by Philip King is the latest production at the Inspire Theater. First show is tomorrow, Fridays and Saturdays, April 8th and 9th, 15th and 16th, 22nd and 23rd at 7:30, and Saturdays and Sundays, April 10th, 16th, 23rd, and 24th at 2 p.m. Tickets are $17. You can get those at inspiretheater.ticketleap.com. They're located at the Westland Center for the Arts, which is 33455 Warren Road in Westland. That's between Vinoy and Wayne Road.
Yeah, he's got a great theater over there, Len Fisher. He's been on our show several times. So you want to go check it out.
Oh, Easter egg hunt. Join us for our annual Easter egg hunt. This one is
Westland Gateway Church.
Okay, Westland Gateway Church.
Yeah.
Amazing prizes are awaiting. It'll be on Sunday, April 9th. Hunt begins at 11 a.m. Divided up into, first group is ages 0 to 4. The second ages 5 to 7. And the third group will be ages 8 to 12.
Right on.
They're on County Road. I can't really read that address. Okay, we got all kinds of Easter stuff. Dearborn Heights Parks and Rec is having an Easter marshmallow drop. Free entry, free prizes on Saturday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Helicopter drop will be at 12:30. There'll be a variety show, a stilt walker, face painting, and you can get your photo with the Easter Bunny. That'll be at the Canfield Community Center, 1801 North Beach Daly Road in Dearborn Heights. It's for ages 2 to 12, and the phone number is 313-791-3600. And more Easter egg hunts. Garden City, and you could just go crazy doing Easter egg hunts. This one is the week later. It's the Garden City Parks and Recreation. It's going to be April 16th, 9:50 a.m. at the City Park Ball Fields. It's a free event. 3 different age groups, 0 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 10.
Okay. Yeah, they got like 10,000 eggs, I think.
Maplewood Senior Center. Oh, I've got to make that call. My wife told me she wants to go. Mother's Day celebration will be on Friday, May 6th. Cost is $20. It's from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be live entertainment, a catered lunch, giveaways, and a 50-50 raffle.
You got the email correct that there's no
Right. No meeting next week because of the trip to Grand Rapids.
Right, exactly.
Garden City High School project graduation class of 2022 there's going to be a sports venue fundraiser on Saturday, May 7th from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. There'll be a bake sale, raffles, 50-50, Blackstone, and Truly Cooler or fun giveaways. They hope to see you there.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff going on there.
Oh, the Wacky Science Show. 12 p.m. May 14th for ages 4 to 12, $5 for child, $2 for sibling at the Maplewood Community Center, which is located at 31735 Maplewood Street in Garden City. Become a vendor at the Westland Farmers and Artesian Market. You can visit www.westlandfarmersmarket.com to get the 2022 vendor application and market policies. Market runs from May 26th to October 13th.
Yeah, they got a great farmers market over there.
Okay, Indie Art and Craft Jam. Sunday, May 22nd, and another one on September 25th, presented by Creative Makery and Helium Studios. The Garden City DDA is the event sponsor. Local makers, live music, good eats at 5805 Central in Garden City on the northeast corner of Ford Mill. Last Day Dog Rescues Shop and Adopt event. Saturday, May 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Garden City Park, 200 North Log Cabin Road in Garden City. There'll be 30 plus vendors. You can meet adoptable dogs. You going to go to that, Carrie?
Oh, no. If I go to that, you know darn well there's going to be a dog coming home with me.
Yeah. You really need a new dog.
Yeah, I know. I not at this time.
Okay, Music in the Park. Presented by Gordon Chevrolet. It's in Garden City Park at 200 Log Cabin Road. Save these Thursday dates from 6 to 9, June 23rd, July 21st, and August 18th. Different bands and different types of music performing. Simon Smith on the first one, the Smith Factory on the second one, and Taylor Tucky on the third one. And they have a new feature called Shop and Play Event.
Kiwanis going to be in that?
Garden City Kiwanis is filling out an application. I think we're gonna do a raffle for what do you call it, the board where you throw the
cornhole.
Yeah, a cornhole board. Thank you.
Cool.
And there's going to be two features. They're going to have you can buy raffle tickets to win the cornhole board, and that the drawing will be at the last one. So they'll be selling the tickets all 3 times. And they're going to have a 50-50 raffle where you get one free throw at the cornhole board. And if you make your throw, you get half of what's in the pot at that time.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So it could be, you pay $1, you could be winning 50 cents if you're the only one that's entered. Or if there's been a lot of entries and many people have missed, it could be building up quite nicely.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like a progressive pot.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so 3 dates. Remember those dates and see you at the park. And I think that's it.
Okay, a Lucky Squirrel. And we'll have an indie art and craft jam on May 21st. I think the Kiwanis is going to be entered in that too. I think we're giving away probably children's free built books.
Okay.
St. Thomas the Apostle Parish has 2 more world famous fish fries. One tomorrow and one on April 15th. They're located at 31530 Beechwood Street in Garden City, between near Ford Road and Merriman. And you can call 734-427-1533 They have great dinners, friends and desserts. They have several different dinner options available.
I have one from Kim Marquette here that I wanted to get out. She's got
Oh, yeah.
several things going on. You can go to
Yeah.
straightfarmhouse.org. But this one, she's got, at the time, she had 10 tickets left. So I don't know. They're going quick. It's a pick your color topiary nightlight or sun catcher workshop. Will be held at the Straight Farmhouse, 6221 Merriman Road in Garden City. Let me see. The tickets are available on eventbrite.com, and I think they're $30. Let's see if I got a time on here. It's from Tuesday, April 12th, 6 to 7:30. So if you want to go over there and do some, it's kind of like stained glass. You can come over there and do that. But yeah, Kim's going to be on our show, and she'll have all kinds of stuff to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
The Parents' Night Out at Maplewood Community Center.
Oh, yeah. That's a good deal.
Second Friday of every month, 5:30 to 9. They'll have crafts, games, fun, and pizza for the kids. $10 a child, $5 for a sibling. And they'll take care of your kids while you can have an actually free night away from them.
Yeah, there you go. Tom, you want to do a final check of the weather and for tomorrow? The opening day, probably.
Yes,
not
we
the
will get
best.
right into it again. We're definitely going to see a little bit of rain tomorrow. I don't think that it's going to cause a lot of impacts because it will be moving in and out so quickly, and there'll be little clusters of precip moving through. It'll be more rain than snow, but it would not surprise me to see a little snow, especially snow pellets mixed with that rain moving through. It's called grapple. It's very similar to what dipping dots is.
Okay.
And, it'll be moving,
Yeah, I
it'll
know
be
that.
in and out during the game, unfortunately. And
We had snow last year.
and
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll pay in our benefit because sometimes winter weather can definitely be some better have a better outcome with our scores. So hopefully it'll happen with that. But
So
I don't think it will cause a lot of problems.
Okay. I was going to say
They're going to have bigger problems on Wednesday, which is the last day of their homestand with Boston.
Yeah, Wednesday looks like the rainiest day of the week, and Tuesday looks like the driest and warmest day of the week. So,
oh boy,
Tuesday.
Nothing severe though coming.
No, I would telling you that a long way in advance, but we're really not going to get probably into the severe weather season until probably May, June, July, August. That's our real good timeline. When that really
that's when it percolates pretty good in the atmosphere.
And heavy rain is usually the biggest threat, in my opinion, during this new day and age. I mean, we've seen so much rain last year
and high winds.
And high winds, yeah.
Jeez.
And that's going to be fairly common again this year, in my opinion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the weather is just so unpredictable now. It's crazy.
Doppler Tom has it under control, though, so we're good.
Yeah. Just tune in to DopplerTomsWeather.com for all your updates.
Yes.
Mike, anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Garden City Public Library has library hours Monday through Thursday, 10 to 8, Friday and Saturday, 12 to 5, and preschool story time is back.
Oh, cool.
That's all I have.
All right. That's a lot. And we're not even into warm summer weather yet. But get prepared, right? Hey, I just wanted to mention, if you're a small business owner and you'd like to feature your business on our show, please contact us either by email at gcommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. We're here for you and would love to have you on the show and be a part of promoting your business for you. It also might be a great idea for you to contact the Garden City Business Alliance, who is at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. They are the council or the chamber in Garden City, so check them out. The next city council meeting is going to be Monday, April 11th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers. 6,000 Middle Belt Road. What's that?
I think they had a budget meeting tonight.
Yeah, budget meeting tonight, and they had one last week too. So These council meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice your concerns that you might have. And Mike,
Yes.
I think, let's see. Oh, here, we're always looking for a guest to be on our show. If you or someone you know might be interested, it's very easy. Contact us at gccommunitychat.org or message us. It doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. During these times, we'll do the show safely and remotely from the comfort of your home or office. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization. You'd like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today, and we look forward to hearing from you. And guys, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Special thanks to our representatives from DTE. That was Barbara, Kelsey, and Rick.
Thomas, Rick.
Rick, yep. And special thank you to Garden City Fire Chief Cathy Harman. Great information tonight. Remember, go to dteenergy.com and download the DTE Energy app on your smartphone for more information. Also, thanks to Joe Bartley and J&J Taxes and more. You can contact Joe at 734-523-8291. He is located at 29217 Ford Road in Garden City for all your tax needs. Also, a big thanks to my fantastic co-hosts, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski. Good to have you on tonight. Did you like it?
Oh, yeah. Always good to talk to you guys.
Yeah, good to have you on. And Kiwanis president, Mike Jones. Great job as always, you guys. Mike, any final thoughts or Tom before we go?
No.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. COVID is going up a little bit, so continue to be cautious.
Yes, exactly. Continue to be cautious for sure. And let's see, a big thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience if you tuned in late by going to facebook.com/GCChat. You can also catch our YouTube channel. Just go on YouTube, search for GC Community Chat, and you'll find not only this show, but all of our previous shows as well. And please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. And we continue to thank all our healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. We're praying that relief comes soon so you all can catch a break. Mike said the numbers ticked up a little bit. Garden City's been pretty good. I think the last 4 or 5 days, there's been 0 cases.
That's good.
I hope they're counting them right. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Don't forget, we like to promote community unity, so let's be united and support one another. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. We got our double booster, our 4th shot last week. Did you get yours yet, Mike?
No, I'm kind of waiting until maybe fall. We'll see.
Okay. Well, we got ours and we're good to go. So, and Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Right. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, head on over to where, Tom?
DopplerTomsWeather.com.
Yes, he's got a great user-friendly website full of good information over there for you. We will see you right back here next Thursday, April 14th, live on Facebook and YouTube, when our guest will be Michelle Waddell, a candidate for the 12th Congressional District. Should be a good one.
Yeah,
So
we could use
it. What?
We could use a young, viable candidate for that position.
Yes, exactly. So thanks for listening. Have a very safe and wonderful rest of your week. And good night. Take care, guys.
Take it easy.
Bye.